In this video, I will show you how to create a fully working calculator web app built directly in Webflow. First, I will be making the UI of the app. It's very simple. You just need to add the different elements to the page, such as the formula, the result, and the buttons. I will place them in a CSS grid to easily align everything. Each button will consist of two div blocks. The outer will contain the styling, and the inner div block will be a Webflow component on which we will attach the calculator's logic using FlowScript. Now that the design is done, we can start working on the functionality. First, we open the FlowScript plugin. We'll define three state variables: number 1, number 2, and operation. When the user starts entering a number, we will be updating number 1. Then the user will select an operation that can be a plus, minus, division, or multiplication. Finally, the user will start typing the second number. Once that is done, the user can click on the equal button or another operation to calculate the result. Once the variables are set, we enter the button component and we attach a click action on the button. Since this is a component, the action will be attached to all instances of this component. The code will be very simple. First, we retrieve the state variables mentioned before. Then we need to determine which button has been clicked. For that, we use the JS property inner text that will give us the text content of the button element that has been clicked. We have two types of buttons: numbers and operations. We can check if the current button is a number just like this. We can convert the value to an actual number using the %% function. If the button is not a number, then it's one of the possible operations. When clicking on a button, the logic is very simple. If we have already set an operation, it means that we are modifying number 2. Otherwise, we are modifying the number 1. To append the new number, we use this simple formula. Now, if we are processing an operation, we simply need to do the math depending on the math operation. Once the result is calculated, we can update the result and number 1 state variables. We also need to reset the operation to the one the user has just clicked and reset number 2 as well. I've added some checks to ensure that when we get errored results, they can be processed properly. Then, we need to link the result and formula elements to display the right state variables. For the result, we simply link it to the result state variable. And for the formula, we can use the liquid templating system to format the formula like this. Number 1, then operation, then number 2. I have used the if filter to ensure that the operation in number 2 are only shown when the operation is actually set. The beauty of FlowScript is that it's reactive, which means if the state variables are modified in the JavaScript, the elements that are using them will automatically be re-rendered. After some debugging, I was finally able to get it right. And that is it. The calculator is fully working and the operations work just as expected. In under 30 minutes, we have built a simple calculator web app by leveraging the power of Webflow for the design and combined it with FlowScript to make a functional and interactive interface. More tutorials are available so that you can learn more on how to use FlowScript.